I'm going to get Andy's custard. It's been a while and I didn't have the best day. I used to get these headaches, almost like really bad migraine, and it feels like they're back. I had a super exhausting day. But the most exhausting thing that I've done in my life is it's pretending. Pretending I'm okay when I'm not. Pretending to know what I'm doing when I don't. Pretending I care about things that I've already outgrown. Whether it's people, places, or even older versions of myself. And the scariest part is, after a while, you don't even realize that you're pretending anymore. You just become that version. The version that people expect. The version that's easy for them to accept. I remember many times at work and even back in school when I would nod my head to communicate that I understand when I didn't. This one time we had a supplier visiting the office, and in a meeting with them I pretended to get it all and that I was ready to dive deeper into the topic. And then I hear Abhishek. A colleague of mine said twice, and I'm like, I look around the room, everyone's staring at me. From that silence, I assumed that a question was asked and I had to give an answer. But I had no clue what the question was. So I just said, hey, let's talk about it outside the meeting. Their response didn't make any sense. But I remember the feeling in my stomach when I just froze. Not because I didn't want to answer, but genuinely I didn't get the question. And the worst part wasn't the silence in the room. It was what I told myself after the incident. Why didn't I just ask what the question was? Why am I pretending in a place where no one is asking me to pretend? That was the first time I realized I wasn't doing this for them. I was doing it to protect an image in my head that Abhishek knows it all and Abhishek is capable of getting it all. Though I'll cut myself some slack. It was only my second week at work, so I was still figuring my way around things. But thinking of that day, I realized that I wasn't being honest with myself. But the thing is, pretending doesn't always look very obvious. Sometimes it sounds like I'll deal with it later, or it's not that deep, or this is just how things are. But deep down you know that quiet discomfort, that's the real you. Hey, good. Can I get a small chocolate cake concrete?
Yeah, anything else?
That's it.
7:46 at the window.
Righty,
Have
thanks.
a good one.
You too. Okay, we got it. Focus. It's a chocolate cake concrete. This is their 40-year anniversary special. I've had it once before. It's really good. Okay, getting back to the topic. What I was saying is, we all recognize this feeling. That small voice that says, it doesn't feel right. But then there's this other voice that immediately follows and says, don't overthink it. And over time, the second voice becomes louder. And the louder voice is the one that lies to you. I've had moments when I agreed to things that I didn't actually feel aligned with. Not because I believed in them, but because saying no, it felt heavier than saying yes. And I used to call it being easygoing, but that's not what it was. It was avoidance. Avoidance of my inner voice. I think my camera quality might be really messed up. I somehow deleted my saved settings and now I'm using this auto intelligence setting. And it doesn't work as good. But okay, getting back to the topic. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. I made some videos recently on how to find that inner voice again, on how to unlearn things that you were forced to learn by letting go of expectations that are not true anymore and working on really finding the self. Because every time you ignore the voice of self, you're not just avoiding a problem, you're abandoning yourself. In relationships, many of us pretend to care. You pretend that the hurt that someone else carries, it's yours to fix. And to some extent, it is. The way I think about my relationships and friendships, I hate to just coexist. I hate to be in your life if there's no meaning in it. And I'm not talking codependence. I just don't want to pretend to have a meaning just to support your survival. Confusing emotional responsibility with emotional ownership. But that's just one area of life that a lot of people misunderstand. There's all the other areas that we just pretend to live through while neglecting ourselves. I have roles, I have identities, I have these habits, but I don't have a clear me outside of all that. You know, who am I if I dropped everyone's expectations? But maybe it isn't about finding yourself. Maybe it's just about stopping the act. What if I just stop pretending? And I don't ask that as a judgment. I ask it because I still find myself doing it sometimes. Not in big ways, but in small, almost invisible ways. The kind you only notice when you actually slow down. Something to think about. I'm Abhishek Sansanwal. I post videos every Saturday talking about some things that I'm working through in life. I don't think any of my words are life-changing. I'm just trying to face the reality we all choose to avoid. And in doing so, maybe we can change our lives for the better. I'll see you soon.